Okay, so looking at this question, it's a very short question. They give you two equations. 8 blouses plus 5 skirts is $81. 5 blouses minus 2 skirts is $25. So find the price of a skirt. Okay, so this is on simultaneous concept. Simultaneous means you have given two equations. You have to make use of both equations to solve for the cost of the skirt and the blouse. Okay, so we're going to release out the two equations, but I'll just use short forms for this. So blouse, I'll just put capital B. Skirt, you can just use K or S also can. Okay, so the other the other equation is the same thing. Okay, now the rule is this, when you have both pluses, okay, when you have both pluses, here is plus, here also show plus. Okay, you can choose to either make the blouse the same quantity for both, or you can choose to make the skirt the same quantity. So when both are pluses, you have more flexibility to make your decision. You want to make skirt same or the blouse same. All right? So there are no issues. Now, however, when you see an equation like that, 1 plus 1 minus, things get a little more challenging. All right? So one thing to follow, one good practice to follow is that when you see a minus, one of it got at least one minus sign. Okay? You always make the first item in the equations equal. All right? So to avoid any unnecessary negative numbers or so on later on. All right, so you shall see why. So we shall make the first item the same, in this case, making the blouse the same. So that means looking at 8B and 5B. So think of common multiple, lowest common multiple. Okay, so lowest common multiple, I hope you can see is 40, right? 40 blouse. So to make this into 40 blouse, first equation, you must times 5. You cannot just times 5 for the blouse, you must times 5 for the whole equation that it is together with. Okay, so once you times 5, write down your new equation. You might want to draw a line across to distinguish your old and new equations. So your new equation is this, right? Times 5, you get this one times 5 also, this one times 5 also. Okay, new equation done. Second equation, this one, you must times 8 because you want to get 40 blocks like we discussed. So everything times 8, you will get this thing. Okay, so you see you have two equations now. Now, the next thing is, looking at these two equations, I have 40B, 40B, right? Now, when I make B the same, when I make the 40B, 40B, means my target is to get rid of the blouse. Okay, so to get rid of the blouse means I have to find the difference between both equations. But of course, finding the difference also has an impact on the skirts and the values on the right-hand side, definitely. Okay, so we shall work that out together. So when I find the difference between these two, this essentially is gone, this is gone, right? And now I got to work out the difference between this 25K and minus 16K. Now you have to see this as minus 16K, not just a 16K itself, because there's a minus sign in front. So things changes. Okay, so how do we understand this? Now, you can use a temperature scale to help you. Okay, imagine like a temperature scale. So on the temperature scale, which is like a number line like this, when you go to, for example, you go to winter countries, you have temperatures that drop below 0 degrees Celsius. And you know those are like minus temperatures, negative 16 degrees Celsius, negative 2 degrees Celsius. Those are way colder than 0. Whereas 25 is like hot. Okay, it's hotter. So I'll put 0 in the middle because I have minus and plus on each side later. The colder temperature, of course, I put it on the left side because it's lower. Higher temperature, I put it on the right-hand side. Okay, so now I'm teaching you how to find the difference between these two numbers. You need this temperature scale idea to help you find the difference. Okay, so now from here to here, now we need to find this total difference, from this to this. So think about walking to 0 first. Can you see from here to here, I must walk 16 steps forward to get to 0. From a very cold temperature, if I want the temperature to increase to 0, I must increase by 16. Okay, and now from 0 to here, I must walk another 25 steps up. Now, can you see now this difference between this minus 16 and 25? Difference is this much, which is actually adding 16 and 25. And that 41 is the difference between these two terms. Okay, so 41k is my difference now. Right hand side, of course, whole number minus whole number. That one is just the normal difference, easy to find. So 41 skirts is $205. Okay, then of course you find one skirt, which is $5, and that's it. The question asks for a skirt, which is $5. Now I'm going to show you another way of how to work things out differently if let's say you don't want to use this temperature thing. Okay, so I'm just going to backtrack back to my two equations. So back to this, you're still going to work out same 40 blouse, 40 blouse. Okay, the original logic here, no change. Make the first item equal. 40B, 40B. Now from here, you have another way. Okay, so I'm going to show you now. Another way is this. You can rearrange both equations such that you only have 40b on the left-hand side of the equal sign. That means like that, like that. Okay, so this makes use of part and whole concept, yeah? Part and whole concept, how to rearrange them. You must be clear, you must be good at part and whole, which is something you have done since P1, P2. Okay, not to worry, it's something that you know. It's just that whether you know how to apply it here. So I hope you all remember part plus part give you whole, right? So now if I want to make part alone on the left-hand side, you see 40b is the part, right? What should I do with whole and part? Basically, part equals to the whole minus the part. So that means 405 minus 25k. Okay, now then the next one, the 40b, the second equation, same thing, part and whole. So this is whole minus part equals to part. I hope you remember this. Whole minus part equals to part. So 40b is now the whole on the left side, right? I need to add up the two parts. So 200 plus 16k. Okay, part plus part give you back the whole. Part plus part give you back the whole. All right. Now, can you see when I rearrange them? This and this, are they the same now? They are the same because I know that this equals to 40b. Same for the yellow, second yellow one also equals to 40b. So that means the two yellow terms are the same in value, which means that I can go on to rewrite it as 405 minus 25k equal to 200 plus 16k. Can you see that by doing this, I managed to get rid of the blouse? No more blouse in this new equation, which makes our life so much easier. Okay, now moving on, what should I do next? Okay, so guys, looking at this equation, you notice that I have four terms. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whenever you have four terms like that, you can't straight away do any plus or minus whatsoever. You can't do that. You gotta choose to get rid of one of the terms. And to do that, you can use this thing called balancing equations. Okay, so we're going to use this thing called balancing equations. Now, to balance the equation, imagine this like a seesaw. Okay, this is the center point. So we are going to choose to either remove or add on values to both sides, such that the seesaw still stay balanced. So let's say now I compare the whole numbers, 405 and 200. I see 405 and 200, right? I will choose to get rid of the smaller number 200, which means that on the right-hand side, I must take away 200 on the right-hand side. Okay, because I want to get rid of one of the terms. I want to make it three terms only instead of four terms now. Now, will the seesaw stay balanced when I take away 200? No, of course it will start to tilt. So then this is where you need to make the seesaw balance by also taking away 200 on the left-hand side. Okay, so you see I've taken away 200 on both sides so that the seesaw still stays balanced later. Now we're going to write down a new equation. Left side, 405 minus 200, you get 205. Minus 25k, bring it down, no change. Right side, no more 200. Left with the 16k alone. Plus 16k is just normal 16k. Can you see now everything is just three terms, 1, 2, 3. And when you have three terms, you just need to observe normal part and whole, yeah? This is k, this is k, this one no k. So now I need to go and figure out what k is this. The 205. Okay, I hope you can tell that this is simply 16 plus 25, yeah? you can press calculator, just take 16 plus 25. This will be 41K, 41 skirts in this case. Because if you do the original, you put 41 minus 25, it will give you 16, right? So this should be 25 plus 16 to get 41 here. Can you see that it goes back to 41K equals to 205? And of course, I can go on to find 1K from there just by doing the division. Okay, so this is an alternative method which you will see further in P6 or later P5 units and parts concept. All right.